everyone, and welcome back to my YouTube channel. My name is Maddie, and in this video I'm going to be reading my highest and lowest rated books from my physical TBR. My physical TBR isn't huge, like literally this is all that I have on my physical TBR right now, but I'm gonna put a little screen recording right here, categorize all of the books on my TBR and put the rating next to it from Goodreads. There are some rules to this video. I did not put any series in this video, so some books that I own are series. There is like some exceptions that you'll see in a minute. It turned out to be just 10 books that I am choosing from, but I did put the amount of ratings next to the star rating that you guys will see right. It's literally just a 7-minute screen recording of me going through all of the ratings on Goodreads. Let me go over all 10 books that I did include in this video. Shadow of the Wind, In a Holidays, The Legacy, The Lies of Locke Lamora, Heartless, Last Night at the Telegraph Club, Malice, From Lukov with Love, Archer's Voice, and The Ruined Trilogy. The top lowest were In a Holidays and The Legacy. Then my top 2 highest rated was From Lukov with Love, and the second highest book on my TBR is Archer's Voice. So after doing all of that calculating, I ended up going to Instagram with the top 2 lowest rated and the top 2 highest rated books from my physical TBR, and you guys chose The Legacy by Elle Kennedy and From Lukov with Love by Mariana Zapata. I am starting the Legacy portion of this vlog. I don't know really what The Legacy is about because Elle Kennedy's off-campus series is about 4 main hockey players and their 4 girlfriends. So we have Hannah and Garrett, Logan and Grace, John Logan and Grace, Tuck and Sabrina, and Dean and Allie. Dean and Allie were my favorites, so I don't know why I forgot about them. The Legacy, I'm pretty sure, is just about all of them. So it's about life after college with all of those couples. I saw a review, and I know I shouldn't be looking at reviews, and I really don't usually look at reviews, but when you're on the Goodreads page and you just want to look at the rating of the book and you scroll down just a little bit, the reviews are right there. And I saw the first one, and the first one that popped up on my page was that Hannah and Garrett deserved better. So I'm nervous that something happens between them. That's what I'm nervous about. I don't know exactly what that means. Did they deserve better as in they needed a longer portion in this book, or did they deserve better because something happens, or do they break up? I don't know. That's what I'm nervous about. So I'm gonna start this book today, and I will update you guys about 50% of the way through, and then again at the end. I don't want to make this a really, really long vlog of just me rambling about each chapter. My eyebrows are always messing up. I need to comb them or something. I wish I could drive and y'all stay up there, but watch. The Legacy. I knew it was gonna fall. Y'all are up for now. I parked, I'm at work, but I'm gonna really quick give you guys a 50% mark update on The Legacy. I have it right here. I am currently in Sabrina and Tuck's point of view, and let me just say, at first, I had no clue how Elle Kennedy was going to lay out this book. I didn't know if it would be 3 years later, but totally different areas, no one's even in the same town. I had no clue how the point of views were gonna work out, but I like what she's done and how this is laid out. It opened up with Grace and Logan, their kind of story around Christmas time. So it is a timeline. They're realizing that they don't get to spend enough time together as a couple. They miss each other, their schedules are really busy, so they're okay, let's have a weekend getaway on New Year's Eve. This is gonna have a lot of spoilers, by the way. They go to the cabin, and the owner of the cabin just so happens to be a priest, and they're you're my forever person, we should just get married. So they get married, and then it swaps to Allie and Dean's point of view, and you're okay, well, did they even get married? It kind of just ended fade to black. We don't know exactly what happened at the log cabin getaway. They straight up didn't tell anyone. So it's 2-3 months later, it's Allie and Dean's perspective now, and they're getting ready for a bachelor party for Sabrina and Tuck. So they're about to get married, but we aren't there yet. Keep in mind, it's a few months later from Grace and Logan getting married. So they're already married, but no one knows. Dean and Allie are not communicating really because Dean wants to propose, but Allie is obviously not ready for that. She's a planner. The awkward thing is Dean proposes. Allie says, wait, no, don't propose. I don't want this yet. And Dean obviously gets really upset. It's kind of sad because they're my favorite couple, and it's like, y'all just need to talk. And obviously there wasn't a lot of communication going on for this to happen. Like, it happened and all right, now fix it kind of thing. I was frustrated with that, and I didn't really like how it was handled because Allie was like, you know what, I'm not the only person in this relationship. Like, obviously Dean wants to get married or like get engaged. Like, I'll do it for him and we don't have to get married just yet. And I'm like, girl, just talk to him and be like, yo, propose to me in the next year or two, but not right now. You know, she basically just proposed to him and was like, I'll do it because you want it. And I was like, no, that's not what you get engaged for. So I didn't really like that. Now I'm on to Sabrina and Tuck's point of view. They are on their honeymoons. The wedding happened, the bachelorette party happened, everything happened. So they're at the beach. That's where I'm at right now. Oh wait, no, oh my god, there's so much more. Hold on. Hannah and Garrett, it's known that Hannah is pregnant, but no one knows. It's been kept a secret, but she's known for like a few weeks, I think, and she still hasn't told Garrett. And no one knows besides the little girl group that Logan and Grace got married. So like, them getting married and them being pregnant isn't known yet, but like the girls know. Say hi. It's later in the afternoon. I did finish the Legacy. It is now on my shelf. I ended up giving it 3 stars. I originally gave it 4 stars, and then I was thinking it wasn't as good as the other books, but I enjoyed it more than I enjoyed Sabrina and Tuck's book. I gave that book 2 stars. I did not enjoy Sabrina and Tuck for some reason, but I liked Sabrina and Tuck. In this book, the whole porcelain doll creepy thing really turned me off. I dropped a whole star for it. I was like, I'll give it 4 stars. And then I remembered the porcelain doll, haunted, creepy Alexander thing, dropped a full star. I was like, 3 stars. It just seemed really unnecessary to even add the doll. I don't know what the doll was about. Sabrina and Tuck, let me tell you about them. They went on their honeymoon. It was great, but also not great. They had a lot of bad luck on the trip. She got hit in the head with a coconut. He ended up going to jail for the night. They're at the end of their trip, their neighbors that they met on the trip, like the beach neighbors or whatever, offered both of them jobs because that's kind of their issue, is like, what job is Sabrina gonna take now that she's finished law school? Like, where is she gonna go? She's not gonna have any time for family, like Jamie, their daughter, and Tuck. Like, there's just not gonna be any time. It just so happens that the neighbors on the beach trip happen to have 2 jobs available for Tuck, opening a new business because he's opened a bar before. So they were like, hey, help start up this new company with us. And then the couple was like, also, we need a lawyer, or like, you can join our firm or something like that. Really cute ending on their part. I really did like their story in this book. And then we end with Garrett and Hannah. Garrett's dad, hate him. Literally, it's the worst situation ever. Garrett's kind of struggling with his dad. There's some interview that his dad is kind of forcing him to do, but he hates his dad. His dad abused him as a kid, so it's like, why do this interview and pretend that we like each other and this whole thing, okay? And on the other side, Hannah is pregnant, and she's kind of conflicted of like, do I keep it? Do I tell Garrett now or wait because he's really stressed about his dad? But she did get her first big, I forgot what they're called. Like, not a signing bonus, but she basically wrote a song for a popular singer. It hit the charts and she got a really big paycheck. So she's doing well. She's like, okay, feeling a little bit better. She can help her family out, get out of like the debt that they're in, and she can also have this baby. But she's like, do I do it alone? Because what if Garrett doesn't want the baby? Like, it's just this whole back and forth. That's resolved at the end. I'm not going to spoil the end because it was kind of cute, but also really cliche. Worth it. I did like it. 3 stars. I would recommend it, but I kind of would recommend the whole series. So I understand why it's the lowest rated on my TBR, because it's not bad, but it also was the 5th book wrap up of a series. So I understand why it wasn't that good also. So I don't know how to really explain that. I do think that the rating was accurate. Tonight, I'm going to start from Lukov with Love. This is why we're all here, okay? You probably all skipped to this timestamp just to watch the vlog portion of this book because I have heard so much about this book. I've only read one other Mariana Zapata book. I read Colty back in January, I think, so it's been a little bit, and I'm excited to dive deep into another slow burn romance. I'm excited. Let's go. Hello again. We are back in my car. Oh my god, I hate this thing. But I am 30% of the way through from Lukov with Love. I have it in my bag right here. I'm about to go into work, so I'm gonna put on some mascara. But while I do that, I will tell you guys where I'm at and what has been going on. Just like Colty, I love this book. The slow burn doesn't feel like, you don't feel the slow burn. Her books are pretty dense, but you don't feel that way because you get so into the main character's life. Like, I feel invested in Jasmine's life. Jasmine is the main character. Let's talk about Jasmine for a minute. So this is an ice skating sports romance, which I did not realize until like the day I started reading it. Funny enough, there was this movie, like a Disney movie when we were younger that came out, and it was about this girl who was ice skating. I can't remember what it's called, but after that movie, I made my mom sign me up for ice skating lessons, and I got to level 2. So you could say I know a little bit. Just kidding, I literally know nothing. I know like the feeling of wanting to do something like that, and the fact that Jasmine is 26 years old and she's been ice skating since she was like 10 or 11, so she's been ice skating for a really long time. She caught on to it really quick at a young age, and she's done a lot of competitive ice skating. I think ice skating, and one thing I didn't know about ice skating is that, I guess I do know because the like Olympics skate in pairs, but I didn't know that you find a pair when you're really young for ice skating and you stick with that person for a really long time and you compete together, and that's like your partner for life. And basically she had a partner for a few years when she switched from singles to pairs, and her partner ended up being like a complete ass and kind of ditched her. So she's been out of a partner for a few years and kind of just skates by herself. She's not into competitions currently. She just skates because she freaking loves it. She's very dedicated to the sport. I mean, she spent so much time and so much money. Money is another main aspect of this book. We know that her mom has had to pay for a lot of ice skating funds growing up, and ice skating is not cheap, so she has this internal guilt with her mom and financial issues because it's just like her mom had to pay so much. She doesn't have enough to pay for stuff currently, so it's just a lot of money. That's a big part of the book. She touches on money a lot. She ice skates at this rink. I don't even know what it's called. Something Lukov Ice Center or something like that. Lukov is Ivan Lukov's family, and Ivan Lukov is the son of the people who own this ice skating rink. And Ivan is probably like the best ice skater in the world. Like, just the way that she talks about him, he's so well known. He's like the angel ice skater. Everyone loves him. He's just like a perfect poster boy too. Like, he poses for the pictures. He knows what to do with like publicity and talking to the cameras. Like, he's really good at being an overall athlete. Randomly one day she's practicing, she gets called into the general manager's office, and Ivan Lukov is sitting there with his coach. Now, what I left out is that Ivan and Jasmine have never liked each other. They've always picked on each other. They've been in the same rink, in the same, like, they've been practicing in the same rink together for years and years and years. So they know each other. I think Jasmine's best friend is Ivan's sister. So like, they're all connected, but they hate each other. So it is enemies to lovers. This one is mutually, they hate each other. Sometimes it's enemies to lovers can be like really one-sided, and I don't like that. And I don't like bullies, and they both bully each other, so I'm okay with that. Basically, in this meeting, Ivan is like pissed off, but he's like, I need a partner. My partner ditched me. Like, I want to compete this year. So they have been practicing together every single day, like twice a day. She had to lessen her hours at work, so she's not making as much money, and it's like this whole big thing. But so what just happened, Ivan's coach brought them in the office again, was like, okay, first week of practice went great, but we need to make you guys look more appealing to the public. We want the public to like you, so then the judges at these competitions can have like a good word, so they can kind of feel the connection and the chemistry while they're on the rink. Yeah, we don't want to act like we're dating, like we don't really want to do that for the camera, but we can act like we like each other. We can act like we're friends. And so that's where we're at right now. Absolutely loving this book. It's just, it gives me the same feelings that Colty did, and I loved Colty. Oh, it's upside down. Hello everyone, let me give you guys a quick update. I'm about this far. It's a little bit past 50%, and I just got to like one of my favorite, I can tell it's gonna be one of my favorite parts. Okay, so let me just really quick update you guys on their relationship so far. Here's my thing. In the beginning, Ivan was kind of an asshole frequently. And so was Jasmine. It was like this constant bickering back and forth, and they could each give it to each other. Like someone would say something and then the other would mumble something back. But you can kind of tell Ivan was like, hey, do you think we should like start being friends? You know, like we're together all the time. So slowly, like when I say this is a slow burn, I mean it, okay? Slowly but surely they're becoming friends. You can start to tell he really likes her, and you can kind of, since they've known each other for years and years and years, Ivan has kind of always had a crush on her. Not like maybe a crush, but has always known how talented she is and has always wanted to work with her. But you can tell that they just like, you can tell that on Ivan's part, he's always liked her, but he always gives back the bullshit that she throws at him. So she'll always be really, really rude, and he'll just throw it right back. He doesn't care. And that's what I really like about this relationship, is even though that you can tell Ivan has a crush on her, he does not give a shit what she says or how like cool she thinks she is. He just throws her shit right back at her, and that's what I like about it. What just happened, this is kind of where I think the turning point is for their relationship. It's the classic, she's really sick, she has a fever, her throat hurts, her head hurts, she definitely has like a virus of some sort, and she doesn't tell anyone, and she just goes to practice feeling like absolute shit. They're practicing, she falls like multiple times, and he's like, what the fuck is wrong with you? Why do you keep falling? This never happens. And then he comes over and he like touches her, and she's like burning up, like really, really hot. So of course this is like when we get to see Ivan go into this really protective friend mode. He obviously has feelings for her. Like you can tell that he has feelings, but she's like, why is he being nice to me? He's like taking care of her at his house, and she ends up going to his house. The other side of Ivan that we get to see is how protective he is. He's a very protective male character. So if you like that in a book, this is perfect for you. I'm on page 404. I have like 100 pages left, like 105 pages left, and we just got to that point. We just got to the like more than friends. That's what's kind of bothered me. Like I wish we would have had this chapter maybe at page 300, but I will say I have not been able to put the book down. I finished From Lukov with Love last night. I meant to update you guys last night, but it was like 10 p.m. and my bedtime is usually at like 9, so I was exhausted. I did end up tabbing some of my favorite parts, so let's go over this book right now. Y'all are sliding. I thought the pacing was a little weird, so let me just demonstrate, okay? Ivan asked Jasmine to be his friend, like, hey, we should start being friends, like maybe we don't have to like love each other, but let's just be polite and like nice to each other around here. And then we went like this much of the book of them still bickering, still like, what are we? They're starting to trust each other more. They're hanging out a lot more. She got really sick, like I said in the last clip. She's still doesn't fully trust him as a friend. She trusts him as a partner, and they're really good together. They skate great together, but she still is like, we hated each other for so long, so like I can't just get over that. Around this Mark, when she got sick, that stalking thing happened. He got really defensive. She's like, why are you getting defensive? Like, why would I tell you out of all the people? Like, you and I have never liked each other. So then you start to see that shift. Ivan obviously cares more for her than just like friends, okay? And then like around here, Jasmine has some daddy issues. I won't go too far into it, but she has some daddy issues and they're going to dinner with her dad. And Ivan's like, well, I'll go with you. Like, I'll go because I'm your partner and I'm your biggest supporter. And something goes down at dinner and Ivan stands up for her. And I tabbed it. It starts around page 419 and goes to page 425. Like, and then from there, she has all of these mixed feelings about Ivan. This is why the pacing is weird. Her dad thing happens here, and then she sprains her ankle a few weeks before their first competition. It was just too much back to back to back. Maybe it could have been spread out a little bit more because it all happened back here. That's why my only tabs are back here. It's just super sweet. I ended up giving this book 4.5 stars on Goodreads. Go follow me on Goodreads if you want to see my full review. I basically just said what I said right now, but on Goodreads you guys kind of see when I do these reading vlogs, I review the book on Goodreads before I film. So if you guys want to kind of get like a sneak peek to these videos, you guys can just follow me on Goodreads. And hey guys, this is going to be the outro to this video, but I really quick wanted to go over, kind of give a little recap of what I read in this video and why I think it does fit in the lowest and highest rated on my bookshelf. So as we went over in the beginning, I put in all of my physical TBR into a list. If they weren't in a series or if they were like singletons, I separated them. If they were in a series, I didn't include them in this video because I figured I would just do singletons, except for I understand that the legacy is in a series, but it's the end of. It's not like I'm starting a new one. I read both books in like 2 or 3 days, like very quick, but I read this like a week ago and I'm not gonna lie, I don't remember much of it. And I feel like a lot of my 3 stars kind of end up being that way. Like I remember the general premise of the book, but I don't necessarily remember the book. Like I can genuinely say when I think of this book, I read this maybe 3 days ago, I can remember what parts made me like laugh, what parts made me giddy, what parts made me like say oh, like all the really sweet gooey ooey parts. I can totally understand why this book was picked and why everyone raves about it and why this book was the lowest rated. It's still a really popular book though. So overall, very happy reading both of these books for this video. I kind of want to do a video like this again. If you guys have any suggestions for future videos, please let me know in the comments below. All of my social media is down there along with my Amazon wish list if you want to send me your favorite book. But that is it for this video. Bye you guys.